ओम एते गंधपुष्पे अग्न्यादि समस्त पूजनीय देवताभ्यो नमः। ओम ह्रीं एते गंधपुष्पे पीठदेवताभ्यो नमः। ओम ह्रीं एते गंधपुष्पे पीठशक्तिभ्यो नमः। ओम ऐं सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय श्रीरामकृष्णाय नमः इत्यस्य मंत्रस्य ब्रह्मर्षि गायत्री छन्दः सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपः श्रीरामकृष्णो देवता ऋष्यादिन्यासे विनियोगः। ऐं अगुष्ठाभ्यां नमः रां तर्जनीभ्यां स्वाहा मं मध्यमाभ्यां वषट्कृन्ननामिकाभ्यां हों क्षं कनिष्ठाभ्यां वषट् ऐं रामकृष्णकर्तलपृष्ठाभ्याम् अस्त्राय फट् ऐं हृदयाय नमः रां शीर्षे स्वाहा मं शिखायै वषट् कृं कवचाय हों क्षं नेत्राभ्यां वषट् ऐं रामकृष्णकर्तलपृष्ठाभ्याम् अस्त्राय फट्। ओम ऐं सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय श्रीरामकृष्णाय नमः। ओम हृदयकमलमध्ये राजितं निर्विकल्पं सदसदखिलभेदातीतमेकस्वरूपं प्रकृतिविकृतिशून्यं नित्यमानन्दमूर्तिं विमलपरमहंसं रामकृष्णं भजामः। निरुपममतिसूक्ष्मं निष्प्रपञ्चं निरीहं गगनसदृशमीशं सर्वभूताधिवासं त्रिगुणरहितसच्चिद्ब्रह्मरूपं वरेण्यं विमलपरमहंसं रामकृष्णं भजामः। वितरितुमवतीर्णं ज्ञानभक्तिप्रशान्ति प्रणयदलितचित्तं जीवदुःखासहिष्णुं धृतसहजसमाधिं चिन्मयं कोमलाङ्गं विमलपरमहंसं रामकृष्णं भजामः। ॐ हृत्पद्मासनं दद्यात् सहस्रारच्युतामृतैः पाद्यं चरणयोर्दद्यात् मनस्त्वर्घ्यं निवेदयेत् तेनामृतेनाचमनीयं स्नानीयं तेन च स्मृतम् आकाशतत्त्वं वस्त्रं स्यात् गन्धस्यात् गन्धतत्त्वकं चित्तं प्रकल्पयेत् पुष्पं धूपं प्राणान् प्रकल्पयेत् तेजस्तत्त्वं च दीपार्थं नैवेद्यं स्यात् सुधाम्बुधिः अनाहतध्वनिर्घण्टा वायुतत्त्वं च चामरं सहस्रारं भवेच्छत्रं शब्दतत्त्वं च गीतकम् नृत्यमिन्द्रियकर्माणि चाञ्चल्यं मनसस्तथा सुमेखलां पद्ममालां पुष्पं नानाविधं तथा अमायाद्यै भावपुष्पैः अर्चयेत् भावगोचरम् अमायमनहङ्कारमरागम् अमदं तथा अमोहकमदम्भं च अद्वेषाक्षोभकौ तथा अमात्सर्यम् अलोभं च दशपुष्पं विदुर्बुधा अहिंसा परमं पुष्पं पुष्पमिन्द्रियनिग्रह दया पुष्पं क्षमा पुष्पं ज्ञानपुष्पं च पंचमम् इति पञ्चदशैर्भावपुष्पैः सम्पूजयेत् शिवम्। ॐ ह्रीं एते गन्धपुष्पे पीठदेवताभ्यो नमः। ॐ ह्रीं एते गन्धपुष्पे पीठदेवताभ्यो नमः। ॐ ह्रीं एते गन्धपुष्पे पीठशक्तिभ्यो नमः। ॐ ऐं एषगन्धः सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय श्रीरामकृष्णाय नमः। ॐ ऐं इदं सचन्दनपुष्पं सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय श्रीरामकृष्णाय नमः। ऐं इदं सचन्दन बिल्वपत्रम् ॐ नमः शिवाय। श्रीरामकृष्णाय नमः। ॐ नमस्ते बहुरूपाय विष्णवे परमात्मने स्वाहा। ॐ ऐं इदं सचन्दन तुलसीपत्रं सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूपाय श्रीरामकृष्णाय नमः। ॐ ऐं एष धूपः सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूपाय श्रीरामकृष्णाय नमः। ॐ ऐं एषदीपः सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूपाय श्रीरामकृष्णाय नमः। ॐ ऐं इदं सोपकरणनैवेद्यं सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूपाय श्रीरामकृष्णाय नमः। ॐ ऐं एषश्चन्दनपुष्पाञ्जलिः सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूपाय श्रीरामकृष्णाय नमः। ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। यथाग्ने दाहिका शक्ति रामकृष्णे स्थिता हि या सर्वविद्यास्वरूपां तां शारदां प्रणमाम्यहम्। ॐ परतत्त्वे हि सदा लीनो रामकृष्णसमाज्ञया यो धर्मस्थापनरतो वीरेशं तं नमाम्यहम्। राजनदीपमालायै नमः। ॐ एतदधिपतये देवाय विष्णवे नमः। ॐ एतत्सम्प्रदानाय ॐ ऐं सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय श्रीशारदेयतादेव्यैश्च श्रीमद्विवेकानन्दाय च निवेदयामि। So now chant the arati. Nirodhana Samadhikamana Nirathitavakrita Bhandana Dukha Bhandana Karunadhana Karma Kapoor Pranarpana Pranarpana Jagatakarana Printana Karido Vanchana Kamapanchana Atinindrita Indriyara Yadishvara He Narvara Yadishvara He Narvara Devapare Anurag Nirvayagata Samsaya Drivanishaya Manasava Nishkarana Akata Sharana Nishkarana Akata Sharana Jadi Jati Pulama Sambhava Tava Shri Tava Bhava Bhushpada Parijatai Premarpana Samudana Premarpana Samudana Jaga Jana Tukajai Sampradava Shri Bhagava Pushpada Parijatai Premarpana Samudana Premarpana Samudana Jaga Jana Tukajai Namo Namo Prabhu Vakyamanatita Namo Namo Prabhu Vakyamanatita Namo Vachanamita Prabhu Namo Vachanamita Jyotir Jyotir Jyotirtandar Jyotir Jyotir Jyotirtandar Tumitam Bhanjanahar Prabhu Tumitam Bhanjanahar Namo Namo Prabhu Vakyamanatita Namo Namo Prabhu Vakyamanatita Manavachanamita Prabhu Manavachanamita Jyotir Jyotir Jyotirtandar Jyotir Jyotir Jyotirtandar Tumitam Bhanjanahar Prabhu Tumitam Bhanjanahar Ranga Anga Sangamridam Ranga Anga Sangamridam Gaiche Chanda Bhakatamindo Arati Toma Gaiche Chanda Bhakatamindo Arati Toma Jaya Jaya Arati Toma Hara Hara Arati Toma Shiva Shiva Arati Toma Jaya let us chant Sarvamangala. Sarvamangala Shive Sarvartha Sadhike Sharanye Triambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Sri Shakti Bhute Sanatani Gunashraye Gurumoye Narayani Namostute Sharanagata Dinartha Parirana Parayane Sarvasarti Hare Devi Narayani Namostute Jaya Narayani Namostute Jaya Narayani Namostute Jaya Narayani Namostute Jaya Narayani Namostute. Jai Shri Ram Krishna Deva Ki Jai Jai Shri Sarada Devi Ki Jai Jai Shri Swami Vivekananda Ki Jai. You can open it. It will be offered and everybody will be offered that. Thank you. So as usual, friends, let us begin by saluting Lord Krishna, whose teachings we shall be studying today in these Connecticut classes, which actually began from 2002, not here, but we used to meet at the Hindu temple in Middletown. And then every time the topic used to be Bhagavad Gita. And that still continues because Bhagavad Gita is the universal message. Actually, this book of Swami Ranganathananji calls it like that, Bhagavad Gita, that universal message of Bhagavad Gita. And these were the talks, collection of talks he gave in Hyderabad. So So this message we have been studying, it is universal, it is impersonal and eternal. My predecessor, Senior Swami in Providence, he used to say that in the Einstein's, he quoted from Einstein that he said, truths of science certainly can be called impersonal and universal, at least in principle. But they are not, in principle itself, they are not eternal. They are empirical. They are based on the available data. And when you get new data, therefore, those truths also, truths of science, get changed. That is why they are called empirical. But these truths, they are eternal because they are not based on the empirical data as it comes. So therefore, the truths of the higher dimension, when you transcend this mundane dimension, and that will be the topic we'll be discussing today, then you reach a level where you see the truth which is timeless. And so what you get there is eternal. And that is what you see in the teachings of the great religious teachers of all different religions. What was told 1,000 years ago or 5,000 years ago, that still holds. The message of Bhagavad Gita, maybe it depends on different historians and these archaeologists or students of Indology. They have given different possible dates of Bhagavad Gita. The traditional understanding of the Hindu sages is it was around 5,000 years ago that this message was given. There is a Gita Jayanti that is getting celebrated. It will come in 2 months. That Gita Jayanti is that day 5,000 years ago Bhagavad Gita was proclaimed. And so we shall do as usual the 2 salutations, one to the giver of Bhagavad Gita, this great wisdom, God, Lord Krishna Bhagavan. And then second is the salutations to Bhagavad Gita. Om Vande Vanshidharam Krishnam Smayamana Mukhambujam Pitambaradharam Neelam Malyachandana Bhushitam Radha Chitta Chakurindum Saundarya Sumahodadhim Parat Paradaram Devam Brahmananda Kripanidhim Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitaamritavarshim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatva Manusandadhami Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshvini. We had discussed this idea multiple times that here Bhagavad Gita is called Mother. That it is Amba. Amba is the Sanskrit word, one of the Sanskrit words for mother. Mother has so many different Sanskrit words. One of them is this Amba. And therefore we have Amba Devi and Jagadamba. All these words come from this main Sanskrit word Amba, means mother. So why Bhagavad Gita is called mother here is very interesting. As the mother takes care of children, Bhagavad Gita takes care of all of us. But the earthly mothers, they take care and they have their limitations after all. So according to their understanding, they take care of the physical well-being of their offsprings, their children. Now she is, this Bhagavad Gita is the God Mother. So therefore looks at the true well-being of all children, destroying the very root cause of suffering. It is, the earthly mothers do not have that vision, that capacity. So they, whatever they can understand with full good intentions, they try to do for their children. Bhagavad Gita means, literally speaking, song of God. God is all-knower and therefore sees what is actually the cause of our suffering. And there is a diagnosis done there, not just some symptomatic relief medicine, but a true diagnosis where the problem lies. And the problem lies in our having this understanding. If you apply logic, it just falls apart. This understanding that the I and the world, we consider that line of separation to be real, and that becomes the basis of all our actions. But this line is not there. When you try to see where this line is, where do I end and where the world begins, try to find out that line. There is no such line, and therefore this is the basic mistake then that jeopardizes our whole life, I and the world. You try to therefore appropriate things from the world, and still that line remains. So many problems. What you like today, you don't like tomorrow. It is what you want now, you feel, why did I go to want it? This is all the big problem, that to run after something and then run away from that very thing. It is, this is the problem that makes for, this bondage, worldly bondage. So this is bhava. So bhavadveshinim. Bhagavad Gita is the mother that hates this bondage. This bondage due to wrong perception, and therefore wants to eradicate it. So this 11th chapter is a very important chapter. There is no description equivalent to what we see in this 11th chapter, this description of the universal form of the divine. In no scripture you will find this kind of penetratively deep as well as very vastly, general description of how this whole thing then transforms. And this begins with Arjuna's prayer to Krishna that it is, Arjuna said that, you had been telling me many things and I was listening with great, wondrous happiness coming from all that listening. See, Arjuna has changed while the Bhagavad Gita was being preached. Firstly, as it began, you see, he was very perturbed, disturbed, had hundreds of these doubts, and was full of this ambiguities in everything, to do, not to do, and was caught in that it is a torturous situation. Just imagine, to do this or to do that. And both were problematic, both had problems. You are driving and have come, say, at a fork, and then you are not able to decide whether to go left or whether to go right, and the cars behind you are honking, you can't stop too long there, and so the situation is very difficult now, what to do? So Arjuna was caught in that kind of very torturous situation. It is much more difficult than just being at the fork, but it is, therefore, his question at that time was full of agony, perturbance, and he just wanted to get out of this. That he didn't ask for any spiritual question, he did not ask for God. Those things started coming later. And after the 4th chapter, then those questions started appearing. But till then, it was all this mundane thing. Like our questions. When we are suffering, then we want the remedy to that suffering. Oh, I am suffering, and just remove my suffering. So Arjuna was suffering and wanted to get over these sufferings. That was how, you see, Bhagavad Gita begins. But gradually, Arjuna's interest grew. He earlier was seeing Krishna only as his friend. Now he sees Sri Krishna as the God and his teacher mainly. His teacher, and he calls himself in the 2nd chapter, beginning of the 2nd chapter, I am your disciple. Please take me out of this terrible mire that I am stuck in. It is Shishyasteham. Very nice words. The language is so strong there that I am your disciple, Shishyasteham. So it behoves you to take me out of this very distressing situation. Shadhimam, and I have surrendered myself to you. Tvam prapannam means I have surrendered to you. So this is how this situation that Arjuna is now feeling. So do you get it, Teresa?
Yes.
Yes. So now in the 11th chapter, 10th chapter, he had asked that show me in what different ways you can be worshipped. And now after that has been told, he says that by the Arjuna Uvacha, Arjuna says, by the supremely profound words on the subject known as spirituality that have been spoken by you, out of compassion towards me, this my delusion is gone. The delusion is going away. See, this is Arjuna is saying these words. The delusion, first he admitted to the delusion in the beginning of the second chapter. Now here he says that delusion is gone. So this is, and therefore now he wants to learn more. I have learned many things, and he calls Sri Krishna there one very beautiful qualifying word, Tvatta Kamala Patraksha, that it is how you are, your eyes are like that of a lotus leaf. The lotus leaf, when I remember I was telling in the car when we were reading this, that in training center, my teacher actually brought a leaf of lotus while telling about this particular verse. That look, this how this looks. It has a slight reddish tinge in the middle. So Krishna's eyes, as it were, look like that. So Tvatta Kamala Patraksha. So this is, I have heard so many wonderful things from you. Now, what you said is all true. It is, so it is, O Supreme Lord. You have declared yourself. I desire to see your Ishvara form as Supreme Person. Drashtumichhami te rupam aishwaram purushottamam. This is, howsoever good the translation is, still the beauty of the original Sanskrit words is unmatched. It is very difficult to translate these things, and yet the translation, I don't find any fault with translation, but the very fact that it is a translation, it is not as good as the original, and especially the beauty of Sanskrit language is very difficult to imitate. So he says, Rupam te Aishwaram Purushottamam. Now Arjuna knows Krishna to be Ishvara, the Lord, not just his friend. Many times this question gets asked, was Krishna Arjuna's friend or God or his teacher? What was he? Was he friend? Now, actually that question doesn't have much basis. Means while asking this question, we assume that if he is your friend, he cannot be God. We don't ask this question with others, that it is like it is Arohi, if she is asked this question. Is that lady sitting there, is she your mom or is she Bonnie? Now she will say, both, my mom's name is Bonnie. It is, so both, she is both. One does not contradict there. So it is like that it is the God, and with God you can form various relations. And Arjuna had this relation already in place. God, Krishna, my friend. So, and Krishna also has affirmed that in the one previous chapter, that why I am telling you all these nice things, Bhaktosi me sakha cheti, that you are my devotee and also my friend. Cha sakha iti, that means you are a devotee. But the relation that you have with me is that of a friend. So that is why I am explaining this great truth to you. So now he is asking Drashtum ichchami te rupam, your Ishvara form, O Supreme Person. Now what is this Ishvara form? The word Ishvara means the governor of the entire universe. Even if, say, governor of Connecticut, then he has more powers than an ordinary person. Every ordinary person here has powers. Even Shubham has powers, but he is a citizen of Connecticut. He doesn't have the powers like the governor of Connecticut. So imagine now, just extrapolate this, that how will be the powers of the governor of the whole universe. Unfathomable idea. That is one way to look at God, that governor of this whole place. It is now, this is where one has to govern. Many think, why should there be a governor? Everything in the universe is going on automatically. The scientists would say, we don't accept any governor. Where is the governor? And we don't see any separate palace of governor in this world. There is no governor. Oh, even to run a small city, you need a mayor and mayor's office and all that. Even a city cannot run on its own. There has to be a governor, a ruler, an administrator, even for a small city. Even for household, you need somebody to manage the affairs there. Today, one student is sitting here. She has been given charge of today administering our needs, because this house that we thankfully from Hillel we get this for our monthly meetings. And if for our need somebody is there in the office if we want something. So now even for this somebody is necessary. So for this whole universe, which such an intricate arrangement, everything is so intricately and connected with everything. Each atom is kind of connected with another atom. It is very complex system, how things come up, how they get connected, how each being has its very specific function. Just think of it, each and every being has a specific function. Every atom fulfills its job. Like Teresa, she has the job of a psychologist. So she fulfills that job. It is if she needs to fix her car, she cannot do it. Psychology will not be able to fix the car, car of the mind she may help to fix. And that also to some extent. If there is a manufacturing defect, she cannot fix it. So in the mind, just as the car has a manufacturing defect, a mechanic is not able to fix it. So it is, she has a function. The mosquitoes have their function, virus has its function, so that the doctors will survive, isn't it? It is otherwise, if there is no disease, the doctors will not be able to survive, you see. So it is therefore everybody has a corresponding relationship, corresponding function. So it is like that such a complex thing. So it is under governance of somebody. Just because you are not able to see the governor doesn't mean that there is no governor. As for that matter, how many have seen the governor of this state? Do you go to see the governor of the state? No, not always visible. It is in fact, the more complex a ruler becomes, more vast becomes the territory, more difficult to see that. It is, many of you might have read, at one time it was a very famous novel by George Orwell, 1984. It is about the politics of this whole governance, how there is this desire in everyone to have more and more power. Because again, there is a reason for that. Because all of us are really that Supreme Governor Ishvara, and therefore we want to govern. We want to be in the position of power. So it is, and how much that power will be satisfying, no end to it. Why do we want power? That book is based on one psychoanalyst of great repute. He was a student of Sigmund Freud, but then later separated from him. His name was Adler. So that novel is written based on that philosophy. Adler's philosophy that power is the primary desire for human being. And you see the examples of it. There is power struggle. We want more power. So Ishvara is the all-powerful. And that all-powerful being is in us. That is why it is impossible to overrule Ishvara's administration. You can hoodwink the governor. The governor's administration could be, bypassed, but Ishvara's administration cannot be bypassed at all, because it is governing from inside. Inside everything, that governing chip is put there, as it were. And so it manages things like that. It is, therefore you cannot overrule that. It is, I is everywhere. While doing worship, we utter one mantra, I uttered just now too, that, oh Lord, I remember your form, that Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam, your all-pervading form. And what is the speciality of that form? Your eyes spread all over. Sees everything, nothing can escape it. I had told you many times that joke, that in the school, the sweets and other things were distributed at a carnival there, and then just to keep the children a bit disciplined, the teacher had put a sign where these apples were kept. He put a sign, take just one, God is watching. And then another mischievous kid wrote another sign where there were, say, cookies kept, take as many as you want, God busy watching the apples. So since God is busy watching the apples, so we won't be able to watch these cookies. No dear, God can watch everything, everything. Even whatever you are doing in your closed room, God is there also. God's eye is there also, watching everything, keeping track of everything. It is one gentleman. I had given him the job of cutting fruits for worship. Very nice incident. Why I gave him that work was because first he was cutting veggies in the kitchen, and I saw while cutting the veggies he would put a piece in mouth. I told him, this is not to be done. This is not, while cutting you should not eat like this. So then I thought how to train him in that. Hey, go, can you do the cutting fruit for the shrine? He very nice person. He was Jewish, so he agreed. Yes, okay, I will do that. But I said, remember, that is to be offered to God. So do not put anything in mouth. He said, yes, yes. So now the habits are there, So, but there is now the control. Hey, it is to be offered to God. So he disclosed, the struggle that it is. The temptation would come. We all get, because of the attractions and habits, we get tempted. He thought to himself, there is nobody else here. Nobody else here. So even if I eat a piece, say one grape, who is going to notice that? And as he was thinking like that, was about to probably put a grape in his mouth, that he said, no. I said, nobody is watching, but I am watching. So somebody is watching. I am watching. God watches through all eyes. God's eye is spread everywhere. That is that in that novel that I referred to you, that 1984, that is the title of the novel. It was written much before that. Sometimes in 1950s, I think that novel was written. So there also the supreme boss has eyes everywhere. Everywhere the secret cameras connected to the governor's office, they were set. There was therefore no idea of privacy. Everywhere there was a TV. It was, but the TV was double-sided. Means you can see the TV, but more importantly, the TV sees you and reports, carries the information. So you cannot escape that. Somebody was, these days it is like, it is becoming like that, that all those programs, Google Assistants and all that, they are on. One story my friend told, that the two friends were in the car driving, and then there that Google Assistant was on, I think. They didn't know, and they were discussing a murder plot in a movie. And before long, a police car, they were and they came to arrest them. What? You were plotting a murder? It required a lot of efforts to, no, we were just discussing a movie plot. Really, there is nothing like that. This Google Assistant, because they immediately called and informed 911 that such a plot is going on. So, everywhere such things are there. It is, so in this new IT and IA world, it is AI world. There is no privacy. It never was, but at least people had the illusion that there is privacy. Now that illusion is gone. And this is Ishvara, where there is no privacy. That is because that God is in my mind. Imagine, that whatever is in my mind, God sees that. Whatever you may utter by mouth, God knows what is inside the mind. You cannot fool God. It is like if a tiger. Now imagine a tiger in front of you and would be looking to eat you up, but starts talking. Oh, don't run away, I want to be your friend, and let us hug each other. And now you know it's a tiger, no point in hugging a tiger. It is, the tiger is going to gobble you, that would be your last hug in life. So it is, you understand the intentions there. So God understands our intentions. Because he is in our mind. Sri Ramakrishna used to tell, many times he has told to the devotees assembled, that I can see the mind of everyone as if it is a thing kept in a glass case. This is his word, these are his words. Like a thing kept in a glass case, I see the minds of everyone. So, this is the Ishvara. And I want to see, Arjuna says, your form as Ishvara. I am seeing you as a person. But Ishvara form, the universal form, how you are spread all over the universe. And this description as a poetry, even if you see as a great poetry, it is tremendously charming poetry, very beautifully described, as beautifully as one can, and made so graphic and real. The beauty here is just of the description. It is not beautiful, a very horror, big horror is created there, so much horror. Arjuna, who had requested at the end of the chapter, we see he says, enough, I cannot withstand it anymore. So, it is, such visions are not too many. You read about one vision that Sri Krishna gave to his mother. You all know that story of little Krishna. As little Krishna, he would be eating like children. They put things in mouth, especially the mud. There is a reason for the attraction for that, some calcium and such things for their teeth, so they eat mud naturally. So, and parents have to keep watch on them that they don't spoil their health by eating this mud. The tummy will get spoiled. So, and Yashoda was very particular that her little one, very mischievous and cunning, so would go here and there and eat mud. So she once suspected, seeing that this Krishna toddler, this toddler Krishna is, she thought, has eaten mud because something was sticking on the lip here. Hey, again you are at it? No. What? Again you ate mud today? I had told you, warned you several times, and you promised me that you will not be eating. Again, now you went and ate mud again. See, No, Mom, I didn't. Open your mouth. Kausalya, that Yashoda was a stern mother, and that, hey, open your mouth. And when the mouth was opened, the whole universe was seen by Yashoda there. And she fainted looking at. See, immediately Krishna assumed his very nice child form to console mother, and mother forgot all that. So Arjuna requested now, let me see your form, if it is possible that that it is evam etad yathattatvam atmanam parameshwaram drashtum ichhami te rupam aishwaram purushottamam, that your God form, the governor of the whole universe, I want to see that form. If possible, manyase yaditat shakyam. If you feel that it is possible, then I want that to, please do it. And then he calls Sri Krishna Yogeshwara there in that verse, that show me that form yours, and also puts another epithet, avyayam, non-perishable, to separate things in the world. Here everything perishes. That you read in the history of all that Roman Empire, that rise and fall of Roman Empire. Everything rises, changes and falls away. Civilizations come and go. The universe, you say, evolves and dies. There is so many different species, they come and go, and thus everything here is changing. Even our being able to perceive, experience this universe is only because it is changing. What we experience is only change. If nothing is changing, you will not see anything. Because seeing, what does it mean? Something, some light is being received, and there is the change of position. Light there is coming and hitting. I'm trying to use most non-technical things here. That, and then I see, if the no change, I will not see at all. Seeing it, a process goes on. That light falls on retina, then the signal gets carried, and then an image gets formed, and so many things are there. But all that means change has to be there. But this form is unchanging. You do not undergo any change. That is God. So because time, the principle of time, past, present, future are included in you. You are the Lord of time. So therefore I want to see that you are the avyaya atma. So both these things are compatible. Your form as without any, just cannot be fitted in any description, and cannot, we only know it can never change. So that is the form, and that form is also appears as the universal form. We have two very nice words for these two ways of feeling God. One is avyaya, unchanging, and then another is called the changing aspect. It is, there is in all of us, you see, there is, and just try to analyze, this is a very beautiful idea. In us there is a changing aspect. The body changes all the time. In fact, body is the name of continuously that sequence of chemical reactions that gets called as body. It is name of a change. And yet we are sure there is something unchanging. That is why we are able to recognize there is changing aspect and non-changing aspect. Like this Adya came today. So last time I had seen her, she had glasses on her eyes. Now there are no glasses. Change is there. But how could I recognize her? Hey Adya, because there is something not changing. I had told that incident. One of my friends, we had been studying together in grade 6th and 7th. 50 plus years elapsed. We had not seen each other. I was going to Alaska where he is professor. He had seen me on YouTube, this thing, lectures and all that, but I had not seen him as such. So therefore, but when we met, we recognized, although everything has changed. Imagine, 50 plus years. We were about 11, 12 years old. Now, when I met a few years ago, it was 64, 65 years of age. So everything had changed. And yet, how could we recognize there is something that does not change? So what is that which does not change? One way of finding God is to see what is that which does not change, and you will reach God. It is what does not change. Try to find that. That is called God. So, and then Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, at this time, Sri Krishna is showing this. It was the whole army of both sides was there. Nobody else was seeing. Only Krishna was showing it to Arjuna. Nobody else had seen this. Except, there is an exception. There was a reporter there, Sanjaya, who was giving description to Dhritarashtra, to whatever is happening on this battlefield. So he was having the privilege to see this universal form. So actually this is all...
It's creating a lot of noise. Brushing against your skin.
Yeah, so okay. See, now it has changed. And something didn't change. So it is that if you find that Sanjaya also had the same privilege. And there is in another commentary, a Marathi commentary, Jnaneshwari, when this was discussed and Sanjaya was describing this, and Dhritarashtra was not interested in that at all. This is not the account of war. Tell me what is happening in the war. And this universal form, this all, I am not interested in it. So a vast majority of population is like that, are not interested in it at all. They are called the blinds, like Dhritarashtra was blind, They don't want to see. How can you wake a person who is feigning to be asleep? Impossible to wake such a person. So, majority of people are like, they don't want to see, don't want to understand. They they prefer to live in the world of fools, not seeing. They don't want, that's it, that incident comes to mind that I went, at that time I was going from home to home to make people become subscriber to the monthly magazine brought out from our Nagpur Mutt, Jivan Vikas. So I told one man sitting there, yes, please have this, it's very nice, you will find it beneficial. He said, no, I am not interested. Now ideally I should have stopped there, but I put a little more effort. I said, but if you start reading, you will feel interest. You are not, right now you are not interested, okay, but you will feel interested after you read. I don't want even to get interested, he said. Very nice. That reply was very frank, correct. And then immediately I said, okay, enough. So this is how most people are, like Dhritarashtra, blind, don't want to see. If you see and think, you will see many spiritual truths just by applying common sense. But that is why it is said the common sense is the very rare and uncommon thing to find. It is one student, she is actually doing postdoctoral research there, and she made some silly mistake. Hey, you don't have common sense, you are a postdoc research scholar, and then you don't have. And she smilingly said to me, I did not do PhD in common sense. My PhD subject was not common sense. So it is. So is it possible? Yes, it is possible to see. God said that Pashya, look here. He thought that Arjuna will immediately start seeing. No, Arjuna was not able to see. He said, see all this. What? Behold, by hundreds and thousands my different forms, celestial, of various colors and shapes. Look at these Adityas, Vasuns, these different types of the presiding deities, like the sun, the stars, and all of that. Look right in this body, you can see all that. Bahuni adrishta purvani pasya ashcharyani bharata, that they behold, O descendant of Bharata, many wondrous, never seen before things. And here itself, he says, you can see the whole universe containing things moving and non-moving, characharam, mamadehe gudakesha. In my body itself you will see all that. Whatever you had asked for, you can see it in my body right now. But, then Lord saw that Arjuna is not seeing, because we cannot see. And that is the title of today's talk. You need to have special eyes for that. Otherwise you will not see the eyes of that kind of knowledge. then only you can see. So he says, Divyam dadami te chakshu paschame yogamashwaram. Now I am therefore giving you this special vision by which you will be entitled to see this. It is there, but because of the limitation of our vision, you cannot see it. I like to give that example very often. If you look at yogurt, did you look at yogurt, Aishani? Any yogurt? Do you eat yogurt? Yeah. So, do you ever see the worms in that? No, you don't see. But put microscope to your eyes and you will see all those. You may not then have the desire to eat the yogurt. Therefore, don't see, but it is actually the case. Put a microscope and look at the yogurt, and all those worms, microbes, you will see. That is what actually makes for yogurt, you see. So now, when you have no microscope, you are not able to see it. Does it mean they are not there? Are they there or not? They are very much there, only you are not able to see it. And that's it, it is, we are not able to see because we see only according to the limitations of our eyes. Many creatures have different types of visions. That some birds from this up in the sky, they have such eyes with such tremendous resolution power that they can spot a small tiny this insect camouflaged in the grass there. We will not be able to see, but that bird seizes it from the skies and just scoops down and picks the thing. So various these visions are there. So different organs are there. People see differently. The dogs do not see with eyes; they see with nose. Dogs' vision is at the. They won't recognize. They have eyes, but by eyes they don't recognize a person. By smell they recognize. So if a dog sees the big picture, life-size picture of the owner, the dog will not have any interest in it. Will not recognize that owner that they own. But even if it is not seeing, if he gets the smell from a distance, that's it. This master has come, and starts barking in joy. So, because then that is how the dog's vision is. It is now with this vision, then you see it, and when those eyes are put. Today I am not going into the details of what Arjuna saw, just a few things, but it is the change of vision. Actually there is God in everyone. But when we have that vision, then only we will be able to see it. Do you see Anupam? Yeah, that it is when you have that vision, then only you will see. It is there. Just because you don't have vision doesn't mean it is not there. Sri Ramakrishna used to give a very common, nice example. If you look during the daytime and the blazing sun is there, look at the skies. You don't see any stars. Does it mean they are not there? They are there, but you are not able to see. When the sun goes down, the night comes, then you can see them. So that is how there is the divine presence in everyone, in everything. It is actually God. We are all divine. But with special vision that needs to be developed, we can see this truth. So, what did Arjuna see when he got this? He describes it, we'll see just a little bit of that. With numerous mouths and eyes, with numerous wondrous sights, with numerous celestial ornaments, with numerous celestial weapons uplifted, all that he is. Now, one has to remember here, there is a caveat that what Arjuna is seeing is difficult to put in our language, but is making a feeble effort to do that. The words are for the experience, what we experience, there is the word for us. So what we do not experience, there is no word. So here it is, he therefore is repeatedly using the word divya, means celestial, because just to show that like the garlands, divya malyambaradharam, beautiful garlands and clothings, wonderful apparels. Now apparel, garland are known to us, but they are not what we know. They are similar, but they are celestial. So it is, and then comes that very nice verse that was quoted by Oppenheimer at the time of when the atomic bomb was put there in Japan towards the end of the Second World War, and how that light, that tremendous that radiance that was seen. He had studied Bhagavad Gita, so he quoted this verse there. And Divi Surya Sahasrasya Bhaved Yugapaduthita Yadi Bhasadrishi Sa Syat Bhasastasya Mahatmanah. So, my goodness, oh, what that tremendous blaze, as if 1,000 suns in their full blazing capability are simultaneously in the sky. What an analogy. Think of it. What, Anita, can you even look at the sun? One sun, looking at one sun is so difficult. You put the dark glasses. Now imagine, as 1,000 suns like that are in the sky. What terribly dazzling thing it will be. So Arjuna is describing like that, your illumination is seen like that. And then he described that how all different types of divine bodies are seen here, and then he started praising Krishna, now different, because he is now seeing Krishna differently. So that is how now the description becomes very different. That Pashyami Devastava Devadehe Sarvans Tatha Bhuta Vishesha Sanghan Brahmanamisham Kamalasanastham Rishinscha Sarvan Uraganshcha Divyan. I see all the devas in your body and hosts of all grades of beings, Brahma, the Lord seated on the lotus, and all the great sages and celestial serpents. And I see so many that boundless forms on every side, the manifold arms, stomachs, mouths and eyes, neither the neither the end nor the middle nor the beginning of yourself I see, O Lord of the universe, O universal form. The end, not the middle. It is so vast that I am not able to see what is middle. When you see a full thing complete, then you know the end and where could be the middle. When it is infinitely vast, where is the middle, where is the beginning, where is the end, I am not able to see any of that. And then he describes that how you are time, It is Krishna himself asserts that, yes, I am time, because Arjuna sees everything is going in the mouth, open mouth of Krishna. Every being is getting crushed and killed. This is the universe, Everything dies, gets all kind of mashed up together. Like when you eat food, before you eat, there is that differentiation there. This is a cucumber, this is lettuce, and this is some sweet, and so forth. But when you put it in the mouth, now it all the distinctions are destroyed. The individuality is gone. In the stomach, now in the guts, you will not find, hey, where is the potato? No, that is gone. The potato-ness is gone, the beanness is gone. Everything has become now one thing. So, all these different beings, what happens to them? They die. Means go. They are sucked in the mouth of time. That is a very beautiful way of description here. Everything is sucked in the mouth of time. And getting unified there. There is no separate this and that. It is everybody becomes different here, but there it is same. There is no separate Anita and separate Subrata there, one more gets crushed. That is the very, in a way, very horrific description here, that everything is become crushed in your big jaws. And even some beings seem to be dangling from your teeth, half eaten, half crushed. So description has some grotesque element there. So this is how, and so Arjuna says, we also are going there. This whole army, I am seeing, we are proceeding into your mouth quickly to be eaten. That is the time. Everything is going there, today or tomorrow. It doesn't matter, like when will somebody die, therefore nobody can tell surely. It is, I tell you the incident, the doctors, it is in California, our one Swami, that is now about how many? 14 years ago, it was told to him that you have 4 weeks to live. And we all went to see him, Swami Aparananda. And since the hospital has told it, he said, okay, then what is the point in dying in the hospital? Let me come back to our center, our ashrama. So he went back, very weak, so weak he was not able to walk. That kind of debilitating condition, and his voice was so feeble when I went to see him, difficult to. Then all the treatment was stopped. He was taking some nature medicine like thing, from somebody, and then his health started improving. Instead of 4 weeks, they became 8 weeks. Then I asked the attendants who were looking after him, and they said the doctors still maintain that their prognosis. And but 4 weeks passed, 4 months passed, and he was becoming better and better. He started walking, and within 1 year he was touring everywhere. He came to that temple inauguration at Vedanta Society in Providence. So see, now who anyone dies, we don't know. Why? Because do you know which thing you will put in mouth first, which will be the next one? You are not sure. You are taking one piece here, one piece there, dipping this piece into that. So that is how, whom time swallows first, whom next, nobody knows. It is like that. Not too long ago, a very sad incident happened in Providence. One man, quite old, was sick and in the hospital. So his son flew in from California to see him. From the airport, he rented a car and was going to hospital to see his dying dad. On the way, he met an accident, and before the dad died, he died there. So see, it is who knows when who will die. And that is the time, you see. This is real story. It is real incident. So all newspapers at that time, they were telling the local newspapers, what is this? See the fate of. So time is like that, and that is how. And like ordinary people, they don't want to hear about this. Not hearing doesn't mean it stops, but we feel, no, please stop, I cannot tolerate it anymore. Arjuna also said, I cannot tolerate this horrific story anymore. Please take away this special sight that you have given to me, this world vision I cannot withstand, and assume your regular nice form for me, beautiful form of Krishna. So Krishna said, okay, I understand your predicament. But you saw, now there is now the belief in you. When you see, you believe. That is in human beings. That is how seeing is believing. If we hear, we may pass, their rumors pass on, may not be true. But when you see with your eyes, then it is sure, that has happened. It is, people will believe their eyes when they see things. Just hearing is not believing. So therefore, Arjuna saw, now he believes. Yes, all the scriptural truths become alive then, real then, and he has shared this vision with us. So let us also accept this. We shall conclude the discussion here with the prayers. गीता सुगीता कर्तव्या किमन्यत् शास्त्रविस्तरैः या स्वयं पद्मनाभस्य मुखपद्माद्विनिसृता एकं शास्त्रं देवकी पुत्रगीतम् एको देवो देवकी पुत्र एव एको मन्त्रः यस्य नामानि यानि एको कर्मस एको तस्य देवस्य सेवा श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु. Next meeting will be on October 13th, Sunday, October 13th. Already we have been allocated this hall for that. I received the email, and Sandhya must have received too, that on 13th it will be Durga Puja, a special this thing, and instead of discourse on Mother Durga, I will speak a few minutes, but there will be our Arohis, Bharatnatyam dance on Mother Durga then. She has already agreed that she will be doing it. And you all should come, and those of you who can sing, you should sing some Durga Devi songs also. It will be wonderful. Do you sing, Keshani? Wonderful. So you can sing that day. Prepare a few songs. Yeah. Anybody else? Do you want to sing now? Something? Come on, you can sing today. One song. Next time. Okay, next time. Anybody for today's singing? Abhijit, you can sing. He is always ready with so many songs. And then we will have the lunch prasad. Lunch prasad will not be available for the online listeners. Yeah, that technology is yet to come. Yeah. So, but before that, I forgot. Any question answers? Anybody has any question? Any question? Nobody has. Is there a question online, Abhijit? Good. So you can now have a song.
Okay, this song basically.
Do you want to sing?
She's okay. It says that, oh Lord, I can't, I'd like to be pure, I'd like to do good, but I can't do everything that I wish for. So you do it out of your, because you are capable of doing that. And I have ignorance. I have put on a cloth on my eyes, and I'm weeping that I can't see. So now you please take it away, so that I can see. That's the theme. Tumi nirmal kar mangal kare molina marga muchai. Tumi nirmal kar mangal kare molina marga muchai. তব কিন্ন কিরণ দিয়ে যাক মোর মোহ কালিমা ঘুচায়ে মলিন মর্ম মুছায়ে তুমি নির্মল কর মঙ্গল করে মলিন মর্ম মুছায়ে লক্ষ শূন্য লক্ষ বাসনা ছুটিছে গভীর আধারে জানি না কখন ডুবে যাবে কোন অকুল গরল পাথারে প্রভু বিশ্ব বিপদ অন্তা তুমি দাঁড়াও রুধিয়া পন্থা তব শ্রীচরণ তলে নিয়ে মত্ত বাসনা ঘুচায়ে মলিন মর্ম মুছায়ে তুমি নির্মল কর মঙ্গল করে মলিন মর্ম মুছায়ে আছো অনল অনিলে চিরনভ নীলে ভূধর শিললে গহনে আছো বিটু পিলতায় জলধের গায় শশী তারকায় তপনে আমি নয়নে বসন বাঁধিয়া বসে আধারে মরি গো কাঁদিয়া আমি দেখি নাই কিছু বুঝি নাই কিছু দাও হে দেখায় বুঝায় মলিন মর্ম মুছায় তুমি নির্মল কর মঙ্গল করে মলিন মর্ম মুছায়
Rabindranath song.
No, it's Rajinikanth.
Rajinikanth, okay. Anybody else want to sing? Sandhya? Nahi? Okay, then we shall do the prayers, Brahmarpanam, and then have the food. Om Brahmarpanam Brahmahavir Brahmagno Brahmanahutam Brahmaiva tena gantavyam Brahma karma samadhina Hari Om Tat Sat Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. O Lord, please accept our offerings, bless us, make us pure and all-loving. Make we not accuse